is Adam Wilkinson, Lab Manager for the Witten Lab at UBC. We're out here in Wyoming, and we're going to talk today about plant demography. The way that we record where the plants are in the landscape is by setting up lines and measuring those lines on the XY axis. So here we have our line, and starting at 0 and going up to 30 meters, the left side of the line is the negative X, and the right side of the line is the positive X. So as we go along, this is how you do it, and you'll be measuring and you'll be calling out these measurements to your data recorder, who will be writing these XY coordinates and then the measurements of the plant you're studying onto your data sheets. So here I'm going to measure this one at 7, Y equals 7.8, X equals positive 0.14. So here's my plant, those are my measurements, so we can reliably find it year in and year out. Some of the measurements you'll be taking on plants, depending on what your question is and what you are studying, are plant height, leaf number, stem number, and then fruits and flowers. Those are pretty typical with a lot of different systems. And yeah, you'll be calling out those numbers, your data taker will be taking the data, and we'll move on. Do one more here. Find another plant. It's on the negative X. So here I am at 8.26, and X equals negative 9 centimeters. I'm going to call that out to my data taker and then give them whatever measurement I'm taking. If this were stem length, I'd be giving them 12 centimeters, one stem, and then maybe a fruit and flower count. So those are how we kind of put a grid on the landscape to record our individuals as accurately as possible, year in and year out, and in a way that you can transfer it over to undergraduates or graduate students or techs who may be going out one year, but then a new team of people might be going out the next year. So here's an example of what might happen when you're studying, when you're setting up your lines and you just have too many plants. So here we have a plant that is on the X, Y. The Y is 8.8, and it's over a meter away from the line. And as you can see, these are more than a meter as well. So the simple solution then is to take your line and run a parallel line and just set up 1 meter apart the rebar 1, rebar 2, and rebar 3, and have them running parallel so that you can just keep recording in an extremely accurate manner plants on the landscape. And that essentially, the number of lines, as many as you'd like to add to cover as many plants as you need to get a representation for that area. So this is our simple little way of recording plants on the landscape, and I hope it helps you out, and I hope you get out there and do some plant demography, and we'll see you later.